Let's go ahead and call the Senate to order. Sergeant Arms will please secure the chamber doors. Members will please take your seats. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. President.
All right, Senators, on this very chilly February 5th, 2026, we have the Reverend Carissa Serber from Hunts Memorial United Methodist Church in Towson, Maryland, guest of the distinguished senator from the 11th District. Please rise for the invocation.
Let us pray. Holy God, we give you thanks for this good day. We give you thanks for each person in this chamber. It is an honor simply to serve in this place, and we do not take it lightly. We praise you for the unique gifts and abilities you have placed in each one of these people, and we give you thanks that they have dedicated their lives to using those gifts to serve the people of Maryland. Lord, in this time of national turmoil, we ask that you would lead us and guide us. Guide us toward true peace, true shalom, not the absence of tension, but the presence of justice. As we make decisions this day, help us always to remember those who have very little power. As advocates come to share their views, open our hearts and our minds. Plant your compassionate love within us that we might always use our power to lift up those in need. God, as we take up our work this day, abide in our hearts and minds. When we disagree with one another, help us to find a way forward. When we are stuck, give us new insight. When the slow pace of change might threaten to discourage us, light a fire within us once more. Give us new energy for this day. Give us passion for the work that is before us. Draw our minds to a keen focus on the task at hand. We pray all this in great trust and in gratitude. Amen.
Thank you very much. Wonderful. I recognize the senator from District 11.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you. I move that we memorialize Reverend Serber's remarks. She is the pastor at Hunts Memorial Methodist Church and has been there since 2021. She is a Marylander, has a history in Montgomery County and Anne Arundel County, and we're very fortunate to have her now in Baltimore County. She and her husband Mark and daughter Deacon live in Idlewild in Baltimore, in the good senator from Baltimore County's district, and just welcome and thank you for being here.
Wonderful, excellent. Without objection, certainly we will journalize the Reverend's invocation. Thank you for being here with us today. Thank you. All right, has everyone recorded their presence? Appears so. The clerk will take the call. With 42 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland is again back in session. Let's see, we don't have any resolutions today, but we do have some guests. Senator from Montgomery Howard County.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Ask the Senate to join me in welcoming and thanking, quite frankly, the Maryland Community Action Partnership and all the Maryland Community Action agencies who have joined us today for their Advocacy Day, and they're up in the back over
wonderful.
here. So I'm sure we're all familiar, but I'm going to say it anyway. There are 17 of these action agencies across the state that serve hundreds of thousands of our residents every year. And in particular, what they really, they provide such essential services, including early childhood education and, of course, Head Start, emergency assistance and home energy support, housing and homelessness services, workforce development, senior and disability supports, transportation access, weatherization, food assistance, and financial stability. It's a lot and important for so many people in our state, and I am particularly grateful, and I'm sure we all are too. We could all thank them very much.
Excellent. Thank you all so much for being here with us, and most importantly, thank you for the work you do every day. We genuinely appreciate it here in Maryland. Thank you, thank you. Yes, Senator from the Upper Eastern Shore.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. In the gallery, I think behind us here, is Dr. Mary Bolt and the students from Cecil College. We could give them all a warm welcome if they're here. I think they are. Yep, there they are.
Cecil College folks, thanks for being here.
And also, I understand the Cecil County Executive, Adam Strait, is here as well, too. He's in the gallery behind you, Mr. President.
Excellent.
If we can welcome him, too, please.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here with us, Mr. County Executive. Yes, Senator from Montgomery County.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Today we are joined by the Maryland Association of Justice for their Advocacy Day. They are sage advisors and people that come down to Annapolis every year to advocate for civil justice. I know we're joined by their president, Mr. Winkleman. Mike is up there, I don't know. But if you could all just give them a warm welcome and a round of applause. Thank you for all you do.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you all. Yes, Senator from Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just would like to give a warm welcome to 3 of my staff members. Abigail, they're sitting on the floor. Abigail Bento is my new legislative assistant scheduler. Zach Tipton is from Washington College. He's a pre-med student, and he's our intern this year. And Sydney Hamilton is from University of Baltimore Law School, and she's our fellow this year. So if I can give a warm welcome to my staff members.
Excellent. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for your work this year. We'll go Senator from Lower Eastern Shore, followed by the Senator from the Prince George's.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, I've been joined by leadership and students from Faith Baptist School from Salisbury, if they could please rise. They are here for the Maryland Association of Christian Schools, making their rounds, and came up early, and want to welcome them here in the Senate.
Excellent. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Senator from the 22nd.
Thank you, Mr. President. If the members of the Senate can help me welcome 2 members that are here today, I'd like to recognize Hannah Slow, who's an intern in my office this session. She attends Anne Arundel Community College and lives in Bowie, Maryland. And I also like to recognize Taylor Scarlett, a rising senior at Eleanor Roosevelt High School in Prince George's County. She's shadowing me today. Please give them a warm Senate welcome.
Very good. Welcome, welcome. Very good. Enjoy your visit, and thanks for your work this session. Yes, Senator from Montgomery County, 17th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. With me today as my shadow is Kenyon Benjamin. He has great educational credentials, having gotten his master's and his bachelor's at Morgan State and Loyola, which is cool. He's got some good cred here, but even better than that, he is the president and CEO of Maryland Information Network, which houses our 211 system. He's going to be in front of my committee and running around the system and everything with me all day today. Please join me in welcoming him.
Excellent. Welcome again. Welcome. Thank you for your work, too. All right. I think that does it for introductions. Any further introductions before we jump in today? No, it appears not. All right. So we consider the reading of the journal from the prior legislative day. We have a number of bills to be introduced. This is bill calendar number 22. Clerk will read the bills.
Senate Bill 585, Senator Kazone, Human Relevant Research Fund, Collection of Contributions, Responsibility Entity, Finance.
Majority Leader moves so we consider the reading of the bills. They will be referred to their appropriate standing committees. I just looked, and the last bill is the 46th District Alcoholic Beverages Bill, so no wonder the stack was so high. Just all of the changes for the 46th District that constantly is a mess. All right. Let's go ahead to bond initiatives. We've got calendar 13. Clerk will read the initiatives.
Number 1, Senator McCray, Active Achievers Youth Center, Budget and Taxation.
Majority Leader moves so we consider the reading of the bond initiatives. They are ordered to the Capital Budget Subcommittee. Let's go ahead and jump into our layover bill calendar. This is calendar number 1. Clerk will read the bill.
Senate Bill 255, Senator Sidnor, Voting Rights Act of 2026, Counties and Municipal Corporations. Question is on the adoption of the one committee amendment and the favorable report.
All right, Senators, the question at the moment is on the one committee amendment, which I believe may be a sponsor amendment. On the amendment, any discussion on the amendment? Any objections to the question on the amendment? Senator from Southern Maryland.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just had a question about the actual bill.
Senator, mind if we adopt the amendment? We'll take up the amended report, if that works.
That's fine.
All right. Any objections to the amendment? Without objection, the amendment is adopted. Question now is on the amended report, recognizing the senator from the 29th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. If the floor leader would be so kind as to
floor leader
stand
will
for a
yield.
question.
Senator may proceed.
Thank you. I just would like to confirm something that was discussed in the previous debate on this bill. We have several counties. One of them is St. Mary's, as I am the only senator representing St. Mary's. And Calvert County that I represent, but I'm one of 2 senators that represent Calvert County, that have a system of electing commissioners where the commissioner must live in a particular district, but they are elected by all the voters of the county at large. This bill will not affect that method of election in any way. Is that correct?
First, good morning, Senator. That's correct. This bill does not affect that whatsoever.
Thank you for that. And just for clarification, what does this bill offer a person or a group who wants to bring a complaint under it that is not already available to them under the Federal Voting Rights Act?
So that's actually a great question. This particular bill provides a state framework for the Federal Voting Rights Act. So it does not change the Federal Voting Rights Act. It just provides a state framework for the Voting Rights Act.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Further discussion on the amended report. Recognize the Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. If the floor leader would continue to yield, please.
Senator may proceed.
Thank you very much. One of the questions that's just touched upon was the ability of the Office of the Attorney General or any other person to be able to bring action on this. Can you explain a little bit more on what that means as far as any other person? Does that have to be an individual that was directly affected by something? Could that be, some type of a advocacy group? Could that be somebody that, lives outside of the district that's being questioned, or even into a different county? Or, what does that mean as far as any other person?
So it means exactly one of the things that you actually just mentioned. So anyone within that county that believes that their vote was diluted can actually bring case to the Attorney General, as well as any other organizations outside can also bring that same suit to the actual Attorney General.
Okay, so that's what's concerning. It could be any other organization outside that they may decide, a certain organization may look at maps within the entire state focused on the county and municipal elections. They could look at any of these maps and determine, at what time, is the question, is what time are they determining that there's been, a violation of what would be the law?
During the time of the actual election.
So.
And so they will also look at the history of the area as well.
Okay, so let's say that, we've reached the candidate filing deadline. Candidates are set for all of these offices, and now a group can go out there and say, based on the candidates that have filed, there's a violation of this law?
Yeah, so this particular piece, it could be at any time during an election process, anytime during the election process.
Okay, so that brings up the next question. What are the remedies? So all of a sudden you're potentially stopping an election, the election process? Or, is there, a temporary restraining order? Is there something that comes into place that says the election has to stop while this is being evaluated in the court system?
So that's a great question, Senator. So this bill that we're on right now provides standing, not an outcome. It only provides the standing, not outcome. So it's totally up to a court what that outcome will be.
Yeah, but I'm interested, when does the court make this decision?
It depends on when the suit is taken to court.
So again, going back to my scenario, candidate filing deadline has occurred. Candidates are set for specific county level elections. And then you're stating, or the legislation is stating that somebody could file a complaint on this, and the judicial system now gets in the process of potentially delaying an election?
So they're providing, they bring in suit not because of a candidate, but because of the power of the vote inside that particular county or municipality.
So I think that's what, if you might explain that a little bit better, what does that mean? Because that's what we asked about last week. Does this have to do with with candidates that have filed, or is this something that has to do with the way that districting maps have been drawn? Which one does this legislation affect?
So it's all about, if I believe that if I'm in that particular county, if I believe, county, municipality, if I believe that my vote was diluted based on the way that voting took place in that municipality or county, I could bring suit. It all comes down to, was my vote diluted in that system?
Okay, but you said a couple of different things there. You mentioned a vote being diluted if that individual was part of that district, but previously you said that that's not the case, that any organization could state that there's a violation of this legislation. So it could be either or. And again, I'm trying to find the timeline on when this notice of vote dilution has occurred. And it seems to be more about the way that the maps are drawn and not necessarily about the candidates that have filed.
So, Senator, so it doesn't change the answer that I gave to you earlier. I just gave you an example of if it was me. I could be an organization as well. Okay. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, was the vote diluted? Now a judge, if it was brought to suit, they can actually dictate if it was a map being drawn the way, or if it was the way the districts decided to do county-wide versus district voting. It's multiple avenues within that someone can bring that particular suit. It's not just has anything to do with maps. It's just, if my vote was diluted based off the system that was already in place, then that's when they will bring suit.
It's been mentioned a number of times, vote being diluted. Can you kind of describe or explain what that means?
Absolutely. So when if someone's vote is being diluted, what it's saying here in this particular bill and across is that if a majority based off race, language is in the area, and they have a district voting or county-wide voting, and they believe that their vote is being diluted in any shape, form, or fashion, they can bring suit to the Attorney General.
I'm just still trying to understand what diluted means in your explanation there.
My vote being diluted just pretty much means at the end of the day that I want to make sure my vote is equal to everyone else's vote.
I'm trying to figure how that would not be the case in an election. How one person's vote would be different than any other person's vote.
Yeah. So if it impairs a particular class, a protected class, from being able to elect a candidate of their choice. So that's what it means for votes being diluted.
So votes being diluted, within the House of Delegates, there's, a couple different methods on the way that the House members are elected, right? You could have a 3-member district, or you could have 3 single-member districts. To an individual that is in one of those legislative districts, some of them get to vote for a senator and 3 delegates, everybody within the district. In some districts, they get to vote for a senator and only 1 delegate. Are those people's votes being diluted?
Absolutely not, because they are broken up into 3 separate, in my case, in my district, 3 separate districts. So based off it being separated in 3 separate districts, those people in that particular area has their votes are not being diluted because they are in that particular district together.
Even though that individual only selects 2 elected officials to the General Assembly, where somebody in another legislative district selects 4 people to the General Assembly. That's not a dilution of votes?
No.
Okay. You mentioned again race, color, language being the protected classes. Is political party a protected class?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not a protected class.
I didn't think so. All right, I think I've used enough time. Thank you very much for your responses, and Mr. President, we're on second reader, so we'll have more conversation on third, but thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Senator. Missed something there. Apologies. All right, any further discussion on the amended report? Any further discussion? Any objections? Without objection, the amended report is adopted. Are there any amendments to the bill or its title? Seeing none, Senate Bill 255 is hereby ordered printed for third reading. Madam Clerk, if we could do a quorum call before third reading calendar.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their presence? So the clerk will take the call. With 44 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland remains in session. We have third reading calendar number 2. Clerk will read the first bill.
Senate Bill 5, Senator Kagan, General Assembly, Special Election to Fill a Vacancy in Office.
Senate Bill 5 is on third reading for final passage. Any discussion? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote? Explain their vote. If not, the clerk will take the call. With 43 votes in the affirmative, Senate Bill 5, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Clerk will read the next bill.
Senate Bill 29, Senator Kagan, Election Law, Petitions and Ballot Questions, Contents, Plain Language Requirement, and Procedures.
Senate Bill 29 is on third reading for final passage. Any discussion? If not, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote? Explain their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. With 44 votes in the affirmative, Senate Bill 29 have received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Clerk will read the next bill.
Senate Bill 93, Senator Kagan, Annotated Code, Terminology, Clergy, Churches, Faith, Institutions, and Places of Worship.
Senate Bill 93 is on third reading, final passage. Any discussion? If not, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote? Explain their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. With 36 votes in the affirmative, Senate Bill 93 having received a constitutional majority is declared passed. Clerk will read the next bill.
Senate Bill 141, Senator Hester, Election Law, Election Misinformation, Election Disinformation, and Deepfakes.
Senate Bill 141 is on third reading for final passage. Recognize sponsor of the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're waiting for a small technical amendment. Could I special order this to the appropriate time on Tuesday?
Yes, but why don't we, does the Senator want to move the bill back to second reader for the purpose of an amendment, then we special order it?
That would be great.
All right. Any objections? Without objection, the motion carries. Senate Bill 141 is on second reading and open to amendment. Senator has special ordered the bill to the appropriate time on Tuesday of next week. Any objections? Without objection, so ordered. All right, that does it. Desk is clear. Desk is clear. We do have an important vote tally before we do announcements, so that we can do. We are going to have we're also going to have a recognition for Black History Month. But before we get there to the serious stuff, we have one less serious item. A big game. This. I forgot to give the Secretary's office a heads up on this. It's going to be a Seahawks versus Patriots question coming. That for those who care to be watching, no Ravens, no Commanders. Thank God, no Steelers. To our chair of Triple E, So what we're going to do here, folks, is, as a matter of record, is a green vote is for the Seahawks. A red vote is for those Patriots. So there's only one right answer here. Only one right answer. Green for the Seahawks, red for the Patriots. We'll keep this record printed out, see who's correct. It might be a prize on Monday. We'll see. We'll see. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their vote? Appreciate the, very good, yes, it appears so. Yes, Senator from Baltimore City and County.
Mr. President, to explain my vote, my wife is from Boston area. I'd like to be able to go home this weekend.
Duly noted, duly noted, well said. All right, the clerk will take the call. It appears by a vote of 28 for the Seahawks and 8 for the Patriots, with 7 who just don't care and are watching the commercials. the Seahawks are going to win. So, all right, we've got that. All right, let's see committees. Madam Chair of Finance, any announcements?
Thank you, Mr. President. The Finance Committee will meet at 1 o'clock for 9 bill hearings, 71 witnesses, and followed by a voting session.
Excellent, busy day. Chair of Education, Energy, and the Environment.
Thank you, Mr. President. Triple E will meet at 1 p.m. for 6 bill hearings, followed by a voting session.
Excellent. Budget and Tax.
Okay, at 1 o'clock today, all 3 subcommittees will meet. Tomorrow at 11, Public Safety will meet, and Health will meet at 11:30, and then Monday at 1, both Education and Public Safety will meet.
Excellent. Busy days. All right, judicial proceedings.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. The Judicial Proceedings Committee will meet today at 1 p.m. for bill hearings. I also want to thank or congratulate the Chair of Finance for receiving the Golden Rod Award this year. So you got
I don't think so.
It's been delivered.
Yeah, I think that was a humble brag. The other direction, as Senate Bill 1 was the first passed.
Mr. President.
Oh.
Yes.
Mr. President.
Shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake. We got it then. We got this back then. All right, never mind.
No, what Finance received was an apple walnut pie because my DLS folks got the first bill as far as DLS
You're
was
giving away
concerned.
all the secrets of the Senate.
All
You know,
right,
all the secrets of the Senate are all
Well,
exposed here.
Goldenrod's still with JPR then.
That's
Mr.
right.
President.
That's right. Very good. Let's see. Anything Thursday or Friday? This evening, Thursday, Friday. Yes, Senator from District 6.
Well, we're doing pro forma tomorrow, Mr. President.
That's correct.
And we have our district night in the low building for 6th District over. And do you like Mission Barbecue? Okay. I would like to see everybody to come over and enjoy a meal with us. And we'll be there at 5 o'clock. So come on over and enjoy a good meal. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Senator from Upper Eastern Shore, Hartford and Cecil.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight is the 56th annual Taste of Maryland Agriculture. It starts at 6:30 at Maryland at Live Casino and Hotel. We'd love for legislators to be able to come out and help celebrate what is the #1 industry in the state of Maryland, the industry of agriculture. There's always a farm that's inducted into the governor's into the Hall of Fame. I'm sure that's going to happen again tonight. So 6:30 at Live Casino and Hotel.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Senator. Yes, Senator from Howard and Anne Arundel.
Thank you. Just a reminder, Howard County delegation will be meeting immediately after floor in the Silver Room.
Excellent. Baltimore County.
Thank you, Mr. President. Reminder, 3 o'clock on Monday, the Baltimore County delegation.
Excellent. Veterans Caucus. Executive noms.
Executive nom. Thanks, Mr. President. Thanks, colleagues. The Executive Nomination Committee will meet on Monday at 5 o'clock. And those members who with constituents scheduled to appear before the committee, you should have received your agendas already. So we're looking forward to seeing you on Monday at 5 in the Amos building.
Wonderful. Chair of Baltimore City Delegation.
Thank you, Mr. President. Baltimore City bill hearings tomorrow at 8:45.
8:45. All right. Yes, Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, we are sandwiched between 2 chairs' birthdays, and permission to use the senator's names.
Senator may proceed.
Yesterday was Chair Brian Feldman's birthday, if you could give him a round of applause. And tomorrow we will be pro forma again, but tomorrow is Chair Will Smith's birthday.
That's right.
And Mr. President, is now a good time to thank the pages since we're
yes,
pro forma
please,
tomorrow. Colleagues, our pages for this week, our first one was Amamru Alam Carter from Somerset County, a student at Crisfield High School. Next, we had Assad Farouk from Anne Arundel County, District 33, South River High School. Matthew Glazier from Carroll County, a student at Gerstle Academy. Morgan King from Prince George's County, District 24, a student at Charles Herbert Flowers High School. Jasmine Miller from Baltimore City, District 7, a student at Baltimore Polytechnic Institute. Zaria Yakvi from Montgomery County, District 16, a student at Winston Churchill High School. Isabella Tiger from Frederick County, District 4, a student at Linganore High School. And finally, to Maya Turner from Baltimore County, District 11, a student at Owings Mills High School. I'll give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you for those introductions. To the two chairs, happy birthday. You know, this pro forma, you get the treatment of all of us that are April through December birthdays. You know, we have to catch them at a different time. You know, so, but hope you all are enjoying this wonderful week. Yes, Senator from Prince George's County, followed by the Senator from Montgomery.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, since tomorrow is pro forma, I want to invite everybody Monday to District 23 night. It's going to be in the Miller Building, starting at 5:30. Look forward to seeing you.
5:30, wonderful. Senator from Montgomery.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our friends from Interfaith Works, a nonprofit in Montgomery County, are joining us here today in the gallery, and I just wanted to introduce them today.
Welcome. Yes, thank you for the Interfaith. Thank you for being here. We've got Senator from the 37th, followed by the Senator from Howard.
Thank you, Mr. President, and we're pro forma tomorrow, so I'd like to invite everyone to join District 37 for District Night this coming Monday night down at the Market House down by City Dock. This coming Monday, not tonight, when we come back. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Senator from Howard and Anne Arundel.
Thank you. Colleagues, I rise with some sad news. Our former colleague in the Senate and current Secretary of State, Susan Lee, her mother passed away earlier this week. And so wanted to share that with the body, and also funeral arrangements information, which is taking place next Friday, February 13th. The viewing is at 11. The service is at 12. It is at St. Jane Francis Catholic Church in Bethesda. And I know she's been near and dear to many of us here in the Senate, served time here as well as across the hallway. So please keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers, and ask that the chamber adjourn today in the honor of her mother, Mi Yi Lee.
Thank you so much, Senator, I had not heard that. Thank you for passing that along. Certainly appreciate that. We'll send her a note on behalf of the Senate. Thank you. All right, any further announcements before we hear from the Senator from the 28th District? If not, let's go ahead and recognize the Senator from the 28th.
Thank you, Mr. President, colleagues. I rise to give the first Black History Month speech of the year. I will do it a little different, tell you some names you've never heard before. If you heard it, they're not in many history books or monuments in the nation. The title of this presentation is The Architects of Freedom, the unsung Black women of the Civil Rights Movement. And it's time, so I'm going to take 3 minutes. When we look at the archives of the Civil Rights Movement, we often see a series of iconic men at the microphone. I apologize, I'm at the microphone too, but. But if you look at the legal briefs, the grassroots organizing, and the radical strategy, you will find the true architects, Black women. These women were not just the backbone of the movement, they were the brains and its soul. They navigated a triple jeopardy: fighting against racism, sexism, poverty. Let me add a fourth jeopardy: homophobia. To demand a version of America that had never existed before. Let's talk about the first radical mind in the modern civil rights era, the legal and radical mind of Pauli Murray, which I must say, she is a Marylander. To understand the intellectual foundation of the movement, we must speak the name Pauli Murray. Long before the major court victories of the 1950s and 1960s, Murray was a legal powerhouse who redefined the fight for equality. Pauli Murray. By the way, she did all the legal work and the briefs that our own Thurgood Marshall used in court. Pauli Murray. While Murray built the legal scaffolding, others built the movement's power on the ground. we look at Ella Baker, who rejected the idea of a single Messiah leader. She believed that strong people don't need strong leaders. Let me say it again. Strong people don't need strong leaders. Instead, she focused on empowering local communities to lead themselves. Ella Baker is the lady who organized SNCC, the Southern Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. All those young people who led out in the civil rights movement, did the sit-ins, the walkouts. It was this lady's idea, Ella Baker, and she mentored them, trained them. We then look to Fannie Lou Hamer, a sharecropper with a voice like thunder. Fannie Lou Hamer, who was brutally beaten in trying to register to vote. She took her scars to the 1964 Democratic National Convention and forced the entire country to look in the mirror. And also, we must remember Joanne Robinson, who, alongside the Women's Political Council, actually conceptualized and initiated the Montgomery bus boycott long before the world knew the name of young Dr. King. In conclusion, the civil rights movement was not a solo performance. It was a symphony of resistance orchestrated by women who were often told to stay in the background. From the legal genius of Pauli Murray, a Marylander, to the grassroots defiance of Fannie Lou Hamer, these women prove that leadership is not defined by who is at the podium, but by those vision that is bold enough to change the law and whose courage is deep enough to change the culture. Today we honor those women, and I thought about this speech all night last night. I didn't get any sleep. And the question came to me, the senator from District 28, what are you doing today when so many people's rights are being trampled and we have modern protesters being murdered in the streets of America? What are you doing? Who are you pissing off? And I must say, I will try my best to get some people angry today. By saying that, I will not come back to this podium. I will not come back to this podium and to give quorum to this body until we bring the mid-cycle redistricting bill to this floor and we be part of the revolution to send Washington a message that what they're doing to our citizens is unacceptable, especially the blacks and the browns. So many black women in Maryland and my district have been fired because of their race by this administration. Fired. Women with PhDs. Fired. I have a cousin who was fired. It is unacceptable for we to sit back and act like we cannot do anything about it. And therefore, Mr. President, colleagues, I respectfully take my leave to make my protest moment possible.
All right. Thank you, Senator. All right, let's do a quorum call before we adjourn.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 43 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland remains in session, recognizing the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate of Maryland stand adjourned until Friday, February 6th, for a pro forma session at 11 a.m. And we are adjourning today in honor of Susan Lee's mother, Mi Yi Lee.
Excellent. Without objection, so ordered. Have a great day, everyone. See you tomorrow.